We've been working for a couple of months on these events and scheduling the town hall meetings that we're going to do across the state. I won't tell you what you want to hear, just because it makes our conversation go more pleasant. I'll tell you where I stand, I'll tell you why I believe that, and I won't change and surprise you at the last minute. I think that is the only, that is a measure of integrity as well. Some of it belongs on Wall Street. It belongs to the shareholders. It belongs to the CEOs and the people there who let their common sense go on vacation, and they started taking and participating and trafficking in loans and instruments that had no basis in responsible financial planning or responsible fact. It's on the congressional side, it's on the administration side, it's Republicans and Democrats alike. There are a few bright lights here. There are a few people who tried to blow the whistle, who tried to do something. There are a lot of other people. And I most recently read a quote from Senator Tom Coburn of Oklahoma, who said that the core problem in what's come crashing down over the last few weeks was what he described as political greed in Washington, D.C., not financial greed, the usual kind. Then insulated themselves from the taxpayers and the consequences and the anger of the voters by increasing pork barrel spending and perverting the earmark process. And the other thing that I talked to one of the real champions of this issue in the U.S. Senate is Senator Tom Coburn from Oklahoma. Senators who I respect very much on the fiscal issues, like Senator Tom Coburn. There are people there who've taken a no earmark pledge. John McCain is one. Tom Coburn, as I said before. There's people there who are crusading for that kind of reform. And Tom Coburn, who is an absolute crusader against earmarks, and a model, really, of somebody that I would like to follow and pattern myself after in the Senate. And so I really want to see those kinds of approaches. The idea that South Dakota balances our budget year after year, that we're able to live within our means. We make some tough choices. It's not easy and it's not happy, but it has to be done in order to comply with our Constitution that requires us to pay as we go. Because of our fiscal conservatism, because in South Dakota personally, and also in our government, in our state government, we live within our means. It's part of our Constitution, it's our state constitution in South Dakota, that we have a balanced budget every year.
Two-part question. This regards hunting. The first is the NRA has endorsed your opponent, and recently they've given both you and your opponent some pretty good grades. There was and I could not find this, but there was a time a few years ago where they gave you a bad grade, so I'm kind of interested in what you did.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I do remember that in a legislative race. A lot of people don't understand that the Second Amendment does not grant us the right to bear arms. The Second Amendment of the Constitution does not give you the right to own a gun.
Legislature 6 years or so, you were in the charge of the healthcare program, healthcare task force, let's say. Yet there's still 40 to 90,000 people who are still uninsured in South Dakota. How can we count on you to get stuff done for us?
So there are lots of things going on. I mean, you know, you're young and probably haven't had time to do all your homework, and so you haven't known, you haven't discovered all of the things that I've done on this issue, but I'm sure that given a little bit more time, you'll be able to find in my record a lot of opinion.
Now, sir, would you support a federal sort of universal care for people then?
You know,
because I'm going to come out of college and I'm going to be completely, excuse my language, but screwed when I get out of college. I'm not going to be able to get health care. I'm going to have existing preconditions, and I'm not going to be able to get health care from people, and I'm going to be beyond my parents' policy.
I think you're wrong about that. You got to remember, I mean, no, you don't. I have to tell you that I lived in countries that have national health insurance.
My father's been in the Department of Education as long as I can remember. He's been a teacher my entire life. According to my research, I have not been able to find a time when you have voted to increase teacher salaries in the state of South Dakota, and we are currently 51st in the nation. I was just curious as to your opinion on that.
Well, the reason you haven't been able to find me voting for teacher salaries is because you didn't look at my time on the Canton School Board. It's school boards that raise teacher salaries, not the legislature. Am I done?
You want to be?
Okay. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you.